Should I be looking at you or the camera?
I mean, it doesn't matter. What do you call yourself?
I call myself Sour Patch, or JP in the real world.
And Sour Patch, where were you living before you were on the Pacific Crest Trail?
Well, I'm originally from Seattle, but I was living in Salt Lake City, which I actually absolutely love, and I would recommend to all the people watching. It's pretty cool to go.
Okay.
It's worth trying.
And what are you passionate about, Sour Patch?
What am I passionate about? I don't know. I kind of go back and forth on a whole bunch of different stuff, but one thing I know for a fact I'm passionate about is like helping others and like being part of a community. I think that's what I love the most about the PCT, is that it feels like the community is just so wholesome. It seems like I feel like I haven't met a single bad person on trail, from trail angels to restaurants to bars to hotels to people on trail. Just the community is so awesome, and that gives me a lot of. I'm really thankful to have such a good community.
Right
So
on.
I'm probably passionate about community-based stuff.
Okay. And then, I mean, what do you think about the PCT other than community? What do you think about it?
The PCT is so interesting because it feels like everyone has such a different experience, but everyone has the same experience as well. Like I think of it, it's funny, I always laugh from like 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. If you think about it, almost every PCT hiker is hiking. Like from that, like, you can kind of guess like a lunch, but like from like 9 a.m. to 11, everyone is on trail. And I think that's cool, so it's... But the PCT is just so bitchin' in so many ways, but so hard in so many ways too. I think probably one of the hardest parts is just, I miss basic stuff. Like I didn't think I would miss having a table, but that's like probably one of the things I miss the most.
What would you use a table for?
Just hate putting my shit on the ground. Like it's fine, but like I just miss having to like the table and like putting my stuff on it.
That's fair.
And I also lose stuff because when it's like on the ground, I'm like, I don't care. Like
Yeah.
But
Right on.
yeah.
And could you share a story from your Pacific Crest Trail hike?
Story from the trail so far. I'll share one from pretty early on about one of my first times hitching. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty sketched about hitching. I was like, that was one of the things I was definitely most nervous about. I was like, oh, like, I heard so many bad stories about like fucking 80s and whatever, hitching was wild. But the first hitch I did was into Julian. I'm like sitting under Scissors Crossing, and this woman comes up and she's like, hey, do you want to ride to Julian? I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get my free pie. And I get in her car, and it's the messiest car I've ever seen. There were muscle milk bottles in the back seat all the way that it spilled over the seat. And it was just like, ugh. Like, how? Like, how do you not, like, turn and, like, be like, nah, it's too many bottles? Like, at what point do you realize, like, all right, maybe I should clean it out? But, I don't know. After that, I was kind of thinking, like, the people that pick up hikers are just good people, though. Like, they might be weird and all that stuff, but if you see someone on the side of the road and your first thought is like, oh, like, that's, what do they need? Like, where do they need to go? I think that gave me a lot more confidence to kind of feel like hitching is not that bad or scary or anything like that. It's just good people helping out good people, I think. And now that I've done it, I'll definitely pick up a couple hitchhikers in the right situation. Like, I don't think it.
I always pick up hitchhikers.
I just never even considered it as like a thing to do, but now it's totally fine. Like, why not? Like,
Right.
if I die. This will be a good
I'm
story.
not gonna kill you.
And how did you end up here? Like, why are you on the PCT? Or like, did you do a lot of hiking before? How did you end up here?
I mean, honestly, I didn't really do much of hiking at all, or even backpacking. My buddy that's on the trail right now, he's just a couple days behind us. But we went to do Zion, the Zion Traverse, and we were like hiking. He was like, hey, like, I'm thinking about doing the PCT, and I had no idea what that was. And I was like, okay, cool. Do some drugs, I think. And then we started doing the Grand Canyon trip, and he was like, no, I'm serious about like doing the PCT. So we started talking about it more, and then I researched it, and I was like, this seems like something I want to do. But I also mostly was just bored of not knowing what I wanted to do. So I think it was a great opportunity for me to be like, well, how often do you get 6 months to hike through the beautiful country that we have, and especially trying to be like more environmentally friendly and being part of nature and stuff like that. I thought it was just a perfect situation, and it all just kind of came together in one awesome trail. I definitely would do a couple things different if I were to start again, though.
Yeah, like what?
I think I would have been... I think the desert was so much fun because there were so many people, but I think for what I want personally out of the trail, I don't think I needed to spend the money, and I didn't need to stop everywhere, and I didn't need to like feel like, oh, like someone's doing this, I have to do it. I feel like that's a lot of people get really roped in on the trail, is that like it seems that if one person has an idea, if you don't do that idea, it's, oh, like, yo, you didn't go to the bar yesterday? Like, what's up? Like, why not? And it's that type of stuff that it's just like, that it just feels like fucking high school every once in a while. It's like, Jesus, like, I really think that hike your own hike is such an important part of the PCT, and I think now that I'm deeper and into it, I'm much more capable, and I feel much more confident doing my own thing. Just, I don't need to be a part of the group, but I always like being part of the group.
Yeah.
If that kind of makes any sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. What's the food that you dream about most when you're hiking, or drink maybe too? Like if somebody would meet you, or if you could just walk up and somebody, like, what would you want them to give you?
I think a lot about mango margaritas. A lot of mango margaritas. And if you have
BLTs.
Oh, BLT. I fucking love it.
I always dream about BLTs. Nice light sandwich.
Other
any
than
other
mango margaritas, I would probably say ice cream. Cold Stone Creamery in particular. If you haven't had Cold Stone, it's worth it. I love Cold Stone.
Right on.
But yeah, what else? I also just miss like my dad's like just breakfast. It's not great breakfast, but it's my dad's breakfast.
Yeah.
And I feel like I miss that a lot. I miss being able to like cook my own food that's not stove food.
Right.
I don't really crave anything particular, but I crave a lot of small things that I'd be like, ooh, this would be sweet.
Right.
But mango margarita is probably like one of the things I want all the time on trail.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Of course.